Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Marquita from At Home with Kita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Okay, you guys, I listen to you. I promise you. If you give me a video request, I'm going to take note of it and eventually it's going to happen. So today is that day. I have had some of you ask me to share my entire meal planning process. So that's what I'm going to talk about today, and it's going to be super easy for me because this is my favorite part of planning. So the video should go pretty smoothly. I am so passionate about meal planning. I love to cook. I love to eat. And so I'm going to share with you how I plan it all. So let's get into it. All right, so let's just dive right in, you guys. I'm gonna share again my whole entire meal planning process. You're gonna see how super easy it is, so that way you can start meal planning as well. I feel like meal planning is like a slept on thing. Like a lot of people don't do it, you know, and I do it. And I feel like since I've done it, I've been able to save a ton of money. We eat very well, and it just makes life so much easier to know what you're having for dinner every single night, okay? So I'm gonna show you from start to finish how I get it all planned out. And so that way we can eat healthy, because I am on a lifestyle change. And again, simplicity is key. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so I have a whole entire section dedicated to my home life, which meal planning for me is under that umbrella. So I have a full meal planner here. Again, anything we talk about here on this channel, I will link below. Now our shop is tagged here on YouTube, so I could just link it for you guys if you want to pick up a meal planner and start meal planning, okay? So it all starts here for me. So this is my meal planner. I have it all planned out for a week at a time. I usually do it week by week, and that's just what works for me. I can't do the entire month. It's just too much. And I just feel like there's just too many variables and changes that could occur. And so I tend to just stick with week by week, okay? So when it comes to meal planning, the first thing that you want to do is you want to check your pantry, fridge, and freezer. I say that so many times, you've heard me say that, because that's where it all starts. You want to see what you have on hand, so that way you can build your meals around what you already have and you're not wasting stuff, okay? Now, I don't always track that here in my planner, but we do have inserts, a part of this meal planner that you could use, and I really do want to adopt this or incorporate this into my meal planning, but right now I do not write in my inventory. But if you're the type of person that likes to track that, we do have a deep freezer. We keep a ton of stuff in there. Our refrigerator, pantry is always stocked. So it would be great to be able to come here and write it all out, but I know that's going to take a lot of work because we have everything's already here. So if I was doing this as I was going along, when you order your groceries, you could come here and write it all in. That way it doesn't get so ahead of you and you're not thinking like me. To me, I just feel like it would be too overwhelming to now go look at my pantry, fridge, and freezer and write it all in. It would be so cool to have it, only because then I can come here as opposed to going to my kitchen and checking my pantry, fridge, and freezer. I can check the refrigerator inventory, the freezer inventory, the pantry inventory, and the household inventory. I would love to bring this to fruition. I would. And I am at some point. It's a goal of mine. And they're there. That's why I keep these inserts in here. So it all starts by, if you have these inserts or something similar and you have it all written in, come here first and see what you got, okay? So that way you can build your meals around what you already have at home, okay? Another thing that you want to remember is you want to check your calendar. So you want to see what's going on in your life. So I always come here to my monthly, and a lot of times I know what my week consists of because I've planned it out and I just kind of have a mental note of what's going on. But in my regular planner, I want to come here, and typically it's going to be on the weekend. Sometimes it could be during the week. But what do I have going on to where A, I don't need to cook, or B, I need to bring something, or whatever the case may be. You want to see how that looks for you. So for instance, for us on Saturday, we're going out to dinner over at some friend's house, and I know I need to make food. So I have it built in here so I can order the food when I order my groceries based on what I'm making. And then also I know for Saturday I don't need to prepare dinner because we're going to be out to dinner. And then also for Friday, I know that we're going to be at a card party. I don't have to make anything. Well, at least I haven't asked if I could bring anything. I usually try to ask if I can bring something. So I know that we're probably going to be eating there, or I'm not going to have time to prepare dinner at home, or we may eat something on the way or something like that. I just want to kind of have that in mind so that way I can build my menu around what we have going on in our lives. So that's step 2 in the process. Check your calendar, see what you have going on for the month, and build your menu around what you have going on. So that way you're not buying unnecessary foods when you know that you're not going to be able to cook on Saturday or Friday for me. And so, I know that we're going to be eating out at those places. So that saves me some time. I don't got to cook. And then also, you're not wasting. You're not buying things that you're not going to use. Okay. Because you're thinking you have to cook and you're planning this whole elaborate meal plan when 2 days out of the week, you're busy. You're not even going to be home to eat. Okay. So check your calendar and see what you got going on. All right. Also, you want to look at the sales. So I love Publix because it's so easy to see the BOGO deals and what type of sales they have going on. So I'm always in the Publix app to try to see if there's anything on sale that I want to make my meals based off of. I know Publix does great with that. So I'll just go here into Publix app, and of course I'll log in, and then I'll go and I'll check to see what we got. All right. Of course, you got to find your location and do all of that stuff. And then it makes it super easy to be able to go at the bottom where it says savings. And I just click the savings, and you can see the BOGO, you can see all the digital coupons, all of the specials that they have, their weekly ad. Publix is awesome, but you already know that, okay? Or wherever you shop. I typically like to do Publix when it comes to looking for deals. And so I can come here and I can say, oh, they have ragu sauce on sale. So let me buy or get some of these ragu sauces, a couple of them. I like to also stock them too, because they usually hold for a long time. So if I am going to do something like that, I'll get maybe 4. And so that way, because pasta's a staple in our household. And so I like to keep certain things in stock, but I would say, hey, let me grab these because they're on sale, and then I can make pasta this week. So again, you've already checked your pantry, so you know if you have chicken or whatever meat you're going to use, and then you're going to come to see what's on sale to see what else you can get. So look at all of the circulars for the different various stores that you shop at and see what they have on sale, so that way you can save money, because I feel like meal planning, a big main point of this whole thing is to save money and to eat healthy. So you want to make sure you look at all of the available resources to you to see what they have, what's available to you to be able to save even more money. Okay. So that's another little tip that you want to check to see what's on sale. Then when you build your grocery list, then you'll just add in those items. I like to do everything online, so I don't typically go to the grocery store. But I would come and I would write in, of course, what I'm having for dinner. I'm going to show you how that looks. And then you'd write all of that in on your grocery list. But we're going to talk through that as well. So you'd put those sale items on your grocery list. All right. And if you don't need them at that moment, of course, you're just stocking. That's always a great idea as well. So it doesn't always just have to be because you're going to use it to make that meal for that week, but maybe it's on sale and you just want to grab it so you can keep it in stock. All right, so make sure you check sale items, and then you want to make your plan. This is the fun part. So I'm going to break this all down for you and tell you exactly what all this means and how genius it is. Again, steal my system. I want you to steal my system because it's so easy. And once you do this, you're not going to be able to go back to not doing it. Okay. And you're going to see how easy and simple it is. And you're going to enjoy the process of it all eventually. And you're going to be eating good and you're going to be eating more healthy. So that's the main objective of all of this. And hopefully, again, you could save some money in the meanwhile also by planning all of this out. So this week I know I'm going to save a ton of money because I already know what I have on hand. So I didn't need as many groceries. So that was awesome. So it's going to start with my monthly plan here. Again, I date it all out, and then I usually come and I'll just do it weeks at a time. So we are ending this week on the 17th. And so That's why all of this is planned up until the 17th. All right. So I date it all. And then week by week, I'm coming in and I'm putting what we're having for dinner. I grab my ideas from my recipe cards that I keep in my planner. I've got a ton of them. I'll show you some of my happy planner recipes. And then I showed you my meal planner before in my planner lineup video, so you know how that looks. So I grab it from my recipe cards. I love TikTok. I have a few people that I follow there. I have tons of recipe books, and I love Pinterest as well. So I get a lot of things from there. Now, OGs have seen this many of times. This is my old Happy Planner recipe keeper, and it has a ton of recipes in here. And I talked to you guys last time on the last video about how I am saving this for Addison so that she can share these recipes with her family, but I was working on rewriting them using our recipe cards. So that, of course, is going to be a whole process. And if I get it done, I get it done. If I don't, I don't. I also love grabbing these from Publix. These are their apron meals, and they make life so simple as well. Breaks everything down that you need. You can grab it from Publix while you're there. But again, I grab these a lot of times when I'm in the store to plan for later. I don't really like to do things on the fly, and I typically don't go to the grocery store. So I'm not going to grab one of these and say, let me make this tonight. Usually I'm going to grab them, keep them in my planner, and then I'm going to pull them out and say, hey, I'm going to make this tonight, or I'm going to make this week. So grab some of these. These are just available at Publix. You guys already know that. Stick them in your planner. I did punch them, but my planner got a little bulky, so I took them out and I just added them to this little pocket here. So I can always come here to grab a recipe. And again, I have so many recipes in here. It's crazy. It's insane. And so eventually, again, I look forward to passing this down to Addison. I'm not gonna be able to show you all of the recipes, but there's a ton of stuff in here, which is crazy. So I'll come here and I'll see what I got going on in here that I may want to try, and I'll pull that recipe card out. And usually if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go ahead and write it on a new recipe card because it can't fit in my planner one because this is classic and this is half letter. So I'll just go ahead and just rewrite it. All right, so that's where I get my recipes from. Again, there's tons of different resources between cookbooks, something like that I just showed you. If you track them on recipe cards, Pinterest, cookbooks, whatever. So use your resources, okay? I like to try different things as well. So I'm always on the lookout for recipes to try, which is the next page that you see here. And I'm going to break this down a little bit more as well because there's some other things that I include here. But I like to come and just write in recipes that I want to try. I'll do this on a Sunday, or I'll do it randomly. Whenever I think of something or I see something, then I'll just come here and I'll write in what it is. I'll write in what type it is. Is it dessert? Is it lunch? Is it breakfast? What is it? And then I'll write where I found it. So if it's a cookbook, I'm going to put the page, and I know what cookbook I'm in. I go through phases of cookbooks. So, you know, if I'm in a cookbook, I don't toggle between multiple different cookbooks. I just tend to stay in one. So I know the cookbook that I'm in right now. So I'll just write the page here. So it makes it easier to find. And then I'll write TikTok if it's from TikTok. And if it is from TikTok, I've flagged it already in TikTok. So I've got a ton of things flagged in TikTok in terms of recipes. And I just flag it when I see it. And then when I'm ready to make it, then I'll come here and I will find it under my flag. So I've got this one. I really want to make this. I love this guy. You probably follow him as well. Rick, he does mostly like low carb recipes. So I got that. And then I love this girl too, Michaela. She's awesome. I have 2 of her cookbooks. Her stuff is all about easy, quick, but low carb, high protein. I've made a ton of her recipes also. And so I'll just tag things. Some of them aren't really, low calorie friendly like this. That looks so good, right? This is boiled peanuts. I love boiled peanuts. She mixed hers with meat, so I'll still flag it, but I flag a lot of recipes here, and that way it makes it easy for me to come back to. All right, so find whatever system works for you. I love this. You can see the dish name, you can see where it's located, and then I check them off as I'm doing them during the week. So I would come, if I want to try one of these recipes, when I get ready to plan my week out, I'll grab it from here and I'll write it in my weekly. Okay. So now let's come back to this, because again, this is the foundation of everything, my monthly plan. In addition to writing in all of what we're having for dinner, usually also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I cook 3 times a week. I've said that before multiple times, but newbies may not know. And then every other day is leftover, and we typically eat out on Sundays, or we wing it. Every man for himself. Okay. So that's typically how it goes. So I do not cook every single night. I do not have time to cook every single night. I barely have time to cook the 3 times a week that I cook. Okay. But don't judge me, because life be lifing, and sometimes you just can't cook every single day. At least I can't. I'm not super mom. Okay. So that's how the monthly looks for me. And then when it comes to this section here, I just like to write in an idea schedule. Like if there's a system that you can do if you are looking for like a template, if you will, of like what you can have on a weekly basis that's standard. So I wrote that here. So like crock pot Monday, salad and soup Tuesday, Mexican Wednesday, pasta Thursday, sheet pan Friday, Asian Saturday, something like that. Having a template is very helpful because then you don't have to think about what type of meal. You could just look up crock pot meals and then find something that works for you. Again, based off of the other things I told you, polling or looking at your pantry, fridge, and freezer, checking the calendar, what's on sale, all of that factors in as well. But this template is a great idea to be able to just give you a starting point. Then I also like to put my reminders here. Again, I talked to you about those 2 events we're having. So I know on the 15th and the 16th, I don't have to cook. I do have lasagna planned for the 15th. So I know I don't have to make that. So sometimes what I'll do as well is that I'm making this chicken bacon casserole and I'm not sure if there'll be leftovers, or I'll purposefully make it so that there's no leftovers. And then I'll make this meal on the 14th. Okay, so I have options when it comes to that, but I want to log them here so that way I see my reminders. I'm doing something on those days. I don't have to make food, okay? I can chill. Although I do have to cook for one of the events, but it's super simple. All right, and then I like to put my goals here because this kind of serves as my fitness planner as well. I don't have both a fitness planner and a menu planner. I feel like it cancels each other out because fitness, yes, it contains working out and things like that, but for me, it's mainly eating. So I don't want to have to track things in 2 different places. So I put the goals here: 10,000 steps, treadmill 30 minutes, 3 times a week. I play tennis most of the times, 3 to 4 times a week. So I don't always do the treadmill, but I like to have my goals written in, and then also my macros. All right. So those are just things that I track on my monthly planner that really help me to stay on track. Then again, I'll come to my recipes to try to see, hey, what recipe do I want to try? Or maybe not. Maybe you don't want to try any this week, but at least you have some ideas here. All right. So you're going to make your plan. Also, this is a part of my plan, my weekly plans. Okay. I'm going to pull this out just for a second so you can see both pages because I'm going to break this down for you. And this is so simple. Again, please do not get overwhelmed with anything. You're going to write in your monthly. You don't have to do all this extra stuff that I do. Write in your monthly, go week by week. Don't go the whole entire month. That's going to get overwhelming unless you have the information you need. You don't have to do this, but it's a great idea to jot down some recipes just to keep it fresh. So you really may only do this and this, or you may only just do this, or you may just do this. Okay. So my weekly consists of breaking things down by breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I like to have everything planned out for each type of meal because I am on a lifestyle change. I eat 2 to 3 times a day. Okay. So my breakfasts are here. Usually I'll do 2 back to back just to keep it simple because that's the next tip. When you're making your plan, you want it to be simple. You just need a main dish and a simple side. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. Don't go all in and do this whole elaborate meal plan. Keep it as simple as possible. So that's why I do 2 back to back. So I'm going to have the hash brown casserole on Monday and Tuesday, broccoli salad on Monday and Tuesday, pepper jack burgers, on Monday and Tuesday. Boom. Super simple, right? All right. And then when it comes to the colors that you see, because that may be throwing you off a little bit, like why did I color code everything? Because it makes it just that much simpler when pulling the items out to make the dinner for that day. So I know when it comes to hash brown casserole, I know what I need for that I need to buy. And I know that when I'm putting away groceries, since I know this is Monday, I'm going to keep it somewhere where I can see it and pull it out easily. So that way I can make that really quick and I'm not fumbling around in the refrigerator trying to find those items because they're all jumbled in. I know those 2 are for this. So I need to keep that off to the side so that way I can grab it quickly. Okay. Same with the broccoli salad. I need broccoli. So I'm going to keep that somewhere close in the refrigerator so I can easily grab it and I can make that broccoli salad as soon as I need to instead of trying to fumble around to find what I need. Okay, so that's what the colors represent. So you'll see broccoli salad in pink because I need broccoli. You'll see the turkey sausage, eggs, avocado. Doesn't mean I need something for each one of those things, but this meal, I need turkey sausage for that. Okay, chicken and sweet potato fries. I need air fryer nuggets. You see how simple that is? When it comes to my low carb pizza, I need the tortilla shells. So color code, I promise you, it's just going to visually help to be able to sort things out. So that way you know exactly what you need. And when you get ready to prepare dinner, you can easily grab what you need. All right. So as you can see for this week, I don't need that much stuff. So that's why I said I'm going to save a ton of money because I looked at my pantry, fridge, and freezer, and I didn't just come here and make the plan and then just say, okay, let me list every single ingredient I need for all of this stuff. I went and looked to see what it had already, so that way I wasn't overbuying things that I didn't need. Okay, there's another part of this as well, is that I have a fitness page on Instagram that I post videos and recipes to. So sometimes I'm filming a video for that. So I need to know what that is going to be. What recipe am I filming? So I put a little icon here. That's a little sticker there that tells me that I am filming these as recipes. So that also factors in my business planner. So now when it comes to knowing what I'm filming and what I'm posting for that business, as you can see, again, we talked about that in my organizing my week video. Where's that at? My business and social media planner. There's so many different facets to it. The more I know, the more helpful it is. So when it comes to my food and fit, I post one time a day, and now I know that for this week I have 4 videos. I need one more because I don't typically do the posting on the weekends. So I just need one more recipe video, and I may have something in my drafts too. But that way I know the content that I'm going to have as well. Okay, if that makes sense. So this is how my weekly would look. It consists of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could just come here and just do your dinners. I like to do, again, breakfast, lunch, and dinner because that's just what works for me. And then write in your grocery list. And then you also want to consider if there's any prep work involved. So there may be something that you need to prep ahead of time. Maybe it's a marinade or a sauce, something that you need to make, or you just simply need to take the meat out of the refrigerator. So I also recommend that you set reminders to prep. There's been so many times that I've been ready to make dinner and the ground beef is frozen. It's in the deep freezer and I forgot to take it out. So set a reminder on your phone so that way you can remember to take those items out. You can even write it on your calendar. You can also write it in your monthly calendar. There's also a reminder section here. You could write that here so that way you don't forget to do whatever prep work is necessary for you to be able to make dinner. You want to make life simple. So you want to have all your ducks in a row. So set a reminder if you need to. And then again, we talked about making a list. And then after that, you're just going to go shopping and get all the stuff you need. Again, I don't go into the store because I just don't want to get somebody else to do it. So I do everything online. So I have the Walmart app. Between Walmart, Publix, Kroger, I figure out what I need. The only time I'll go into the grocery store is if I want to splurge and go to Trader Joe's, because that's like a whole situation. That's like a whole vibe. You know what I mean? You go there because you want to go there and you want to look at all the stuff. And so that's really the only time I'll go into the store, or if I forget something, then I have to go. But otherwise, I try to avoid it at all costs, okay? I know some people love to go to the grocery store, but again, get somebody else to do it. I don't want to do it. So that's just what works for me. All right, so this is how my week looks. As you can see, super simple. You can sit down on the monthly level and do this at the beginning of the month, write in all your dates. If you do leftovers, write all your leftover spots, and then go week by week with your main meals. And then fill in some of this stuff at the beginning of the month, write this in at the beginning of the month, and then this is really a running list. So you're gonna constantly be adding to this. And then really the only thing week by week you need to plan for is this. And then I also take it a step further, because y'all know I'm extra. But it's not really extra though, in my opinion, because I like having recipes and I really do enjoy having the recipe card in my week. So I'll typically only do this for dinners, but I did want to write this recipe in, this broccoli salad recipe that I'm supposed to be having Monday and Tuesday, because I just love this recipe and I needed to do the card anyways. I had the photo on here, but I didn't have the card filled in. And so I'll pop in, usually again, it's my dinner recipes for the week. Now this is a super simple thing. Sometimes I don't write a recipe card for easy recipes like this. It's literally just burger, lettuce, sweet potato fry. I mean, there's no recipe card needed. I am going to do one for this and I am going to do one for this eventually. And then I would keep those 3 recipes in here. So that way it makes it even easier, because when you get ready to cook, you have your recipe cards in your weekly planner. So you're going to sit your planner right there on the counter in the kitchen, and then you're going to go for it and make your dinner for the night. So that's why I love having the recipe cards in here as well. It really, really helps. And so that's why the process that I'm doing in rewriting them and writing some I have a lot of new recipes as well, is something that I try to at least chip away at once a week. And I'm going to be starting a new series on my Instagram where I'm going to be doing recipe card Fridays. So that will help me in that process. And I didn't film this one. So that's a real bummer because that could have been my video right there. Work smarter, not harder, right? So now I got to do the video with a new recipe card. So there would be 3 different recipe cards in here with the recipes for dinner for that week. Again, usually I try to do it. Sometimes I don't, and then every now and then I might pop in a lunch recipe card if I just want to see it in front of me. It just helps to be able to have it here so you're not fumbling, especially sometimes recipes get lost. Like there's been times I forgot to tag a recipe. So this is just helpful to just have available and ready for you to be able to, again, make life simple. That's the whole point of this whole system here. And that's why it's so genius, and that's why it works so well for me. So that is my entire system. So again, I'm going to just talk you through it one more time. The first step of the process is to check your pantry, fridge, and freezer. See what you have on hand. If you have these recipe cards filled in, use them to your advantage. Make sure you're keeping up with them so that way they're constantly accurate. But see what you have on hand so that way you can build your meals around what you already have. And even if you're making something new, you don't want to buy something you already have. So it's important to check to make sure as to whether or not you have it, okay? Then you also want to check your plans on your calendar, see what you got going on for that week. There may be a day that you don't have to cook. Like again, for me, Friday will be out, Saturday will be out. So I don't have to plan to make anything for us as a family. I have to make food for the party for Saturday. And so of course I'll factor that in when I'm doing my grocery list. But other than that, I don't have to do anything in terms of those 2 days. All right. And I have them set here as reminders. All right. Also, you want to again check those grocery stores that you shop at, see what's on sale. You can build meals around that. You can stock up on stuff that you like to keep on hand. And it's just a great way to save some extra money. All right. Make your plan. Boom. Right here. You could just do the monthly. Like I said before, you don't have to do any of this besides the weekly. You could take a pen and paper and just write Monday through Sunday and write in what you're having. Whatever works for you. The point here is to just do it so that way you can take advantage of this beautiful thing of meal planning to be able to, again, enjoy all those benefits that I mentioned before. Then you want to, and when, again, you're considering this, you want to keep it simple. As you saw, I did. My menu may look all pretty and a lot of moving parts to it, but it's really, really simple, okay? Then also set reminders to prep. If you need to take something out, if you need to make something ahead of time, you want to know that. So you could put a reminder in your phone so that way you get an alarm that goes off. You can write a reminder here on your planner, whatever works for you. Make your grocery list, boom. I like to color code it so that way it's easy to pull those ingredients when I get ready to cook. And then you're going to shop, whether that be going into the store, or ordering online just like I do. Do what works for you. Okay. And again, I take it an extra step forward by creating a recipe card and then also tracking the meals that I'm planning on filming for that week. So that way I can post them to social media. And so I know everything about my week. I know what we're eating. I know my budget. I know my work schedule. I know what I'm doing for my home life. I'm in a good position, okay? That's why planning is so beautiful. And that's why I love this channel and the privilege of being able to share with you guys all the things that have helped me to stay productive and to just keep my life in order in hopes that it helps you as well. So this is one of those things. Making a meal plan, still my system. I'm giving you permission. Take it all, okay? Because it's helped me. I want it to help you as well. All right. So that's it for this video, you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you got a little inspiration, which means you'll give me a thumbs up on this video. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. And as always, I would love it if you would come back by and catch another video, in which case I'll see you then.